Hello, everyone. Let's get ready for another enlightening journey as we set our sights on the GBPUSD for the upcoming week. Last week, the pound sterling experienced a remarkable 2% surge, propelling it to a 15-month high against the US dollar. This huge move allowed us to secure over 500 pips in profit, and in fact, so excited to congratulate everyone who joined us on this profitable journey. As we gear up for the new week, I have conducted a comprehensive price action based technical analysis, employing simple yet powerful setups to navigate the current market structure. I have made intriguing discoveries that I'm eager to share with you tonight. Our analysis will revolve around the utilization of trend lines, key levels, and of course, chart patterns, enabling us to gain valuable insight into the historical price movement of the cable market. However, before we delve into the technical details, let's take a moment to reflect on the key moments that shaped the previous week. By revisiting this development, we not only gain a clearer understanding of our journey thus far, but also equip ourselves to anticipate the potential path that lies ahead in the upcoming week. And talking about last week, the week started with a consolidation phase leading into a strong bearish momentum, which of course we captured after citing the breakdown of that support line here at the 1.282. And one thing we said during our Forest Mastery on Monday here on YouTube, we said we are going to be looking forward to the retest of the 1.282 to join the bearish move to the downside, and that was exactly what happened. And following the retest of structure, we were able to identify a descending trend line, which we agreed that we are going to be using to guide our trading activity for last week. And as you can see, price continue to go to the downside. And remember that we said that the trend line there is going to be our yardstick, that if price remains below the trend line, we shall continue to feel comfortable in a sell position, but a breakout of the trend line definitely will be welcoming buying ideas. And that was what happened afterwards. We saw price action breakouts of the trend line, and with a buy stop order sitting above the 1.282, we had our first buy position for the week. And since that moment, we have been buying the GBP USD. So it was a quite profitable week for us on the GBP USD as we rode the move all the way to the upside, capitalizing on the breakout of important key levels that were duly identified during our live session. So it was quite a profitable week for every one of us in this community on the GBP USD. And for those who would like to review this for educational purposes, well, I already have the link in the description box of this current video. And if you are watching this from my YouTube channel, you will be seeing the link at the top right hand side of your screen right now. So, with that being said, here, let's dive right into the business for today. So, for in preparation for next week, what I came up with on the 4 hours time frame was what looks like an ascending channel, as you can see here. So, I was able to identify a couple of trend lines, as you can see, after connecting the series of higher lows. So we have the first trend line here, and then we also had the second trend line here. Hold on a second, let me see. Okay, which has also guided this bullish momentum to the upside, and we saw the breakout retest of that trend line here, which further emphasized the strength of the buyers in this particular market. But this is not where our center of focus will be for this week. And if I zoom into the current structure here, you will see that we already have a simple structure that we are going to be using to guide our trading activity for this week. Now, if you look at this closely, you would notice that as soon as price action tested the resistant line of the ascending trend line, of the ascending channel rather, which falls exactly along the 1.31400 level, we begin to see the appearance of selling pressure around that area. And this is a sign that sellers are gathering around this area to negate the potentials the buyers have at that particular point in time, leading into a situation where price action was caught within a range during the later part of last week to give us a flat channel to work with. So, our center of focus going into the week right now is going to be within this range where, depending on how price action reacts to this range, will determine what our next line of action will be. But if we look at this from a psychological standpoint and considering the impulsive move that brought us to this point, you would agree with me that a retracement phase seems long overdue, as majority of the key players in the market who had bought the pound sterling at a very cheap price may likely want to be considering taking some of their profit, that is closing some of their positions, which of course would reflect on the chart as a retracement to the downside. Now, how far that retracement phase will go is what we don't know at this point in time, but I'm of the opinion that if price action breaks down and retests the 1.3100 area, we might likely be seeing profit taking activities take over the market. Now, if we zoom out a little further and look at how the ascending channel has been, remember we have the support line of the ascending channel there. So we probably could see price come into this area before it incites a trend continuation. Or in fact, if it breaks down that trend line, then we might likely see it drop further into this ascending trend line to incite another wave of bullish momentum. So, going into the new week, I'm of the opinion that we could see a retracement to the downside. But if the contrary happens here and price action instead continues to find higher highs, then a breakout of the 1.31400 level would be that opportunity we are looking out for to join a trend continuation to the to the upside. So these are my views here on the GBPUSD. And in fact, I was able to also identify something on the 1 hour time frame, which we can actually use during the early hours of the week to guide our trading decision. But before I go into the 1 hour time frame, I would like us to run through the economic calendar to see what to be expecting from the fundamental aspect of the market. And at this point, you will all agree with me that these fundamental factors often manifest on the chart in technical patterns and price movement. And by monitoring the economic calendar, we can identify potential correlations between key economic releases and, of course, specific technical patterns. And from the economic calendar, I was able to pull out a handful of high impact event coming in from both economic dockets, that is the US, and of course the United Kingdom. And the first high impact event will be coming in on Tuesday, July 18th, and that is the retail sales month on month, and of course the retail sales group for month of June. And you know, the retail sales is widely followed as it is an indicator of consumer spending in the economy. A high reading is seen as positive or bullish for both for the US dollar, while a low reading is seen as negative. Now, on Wednesday, July 19th, we have the consumer price index, which is an indicator, a key indicator to measure inflation and change in purchasing trends. Generally, a high reading is seen as positive while a low reading is seen as negative. Then on Friday, we also have another economic event coming from the UK docket, and that is the retail sales too. So we have quite a series of high impact events to look forward to, and of course, we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. So now going down into the 1 hour time frame, this is what I was able to come up with. So right here on the 1 hour time frame, I'm beginning to see something that looks more like a reversal pattern that I think we can use to guide our trading activity for the week. Now, taking into consideration the impulsive move that got us to this point, we saw the rejection. We saw another sharp rejection here as price action was unable to break the previous high, giving us a clue that we might likely be seeing the transition of price action into a reversal pattern in the form of a double top structure. And you know how we do it in this community. As soon as we cite a potential reversal pattern, the next thing we want to be doing is to identify a neckline which shall be serving as a validation of the potency of that reversal pattern. So we have a neckline situated at the 1.3100 level where I'm looking forward to a breakdown retest of the structure to join a bearish move to the downside. And in fact, this level here is going to be serving as our key level for the week, as depending on how price action reacts to this level will determine what our next line of action will be. But if the contrary happens here and price action climbs up and continued buying pressure resumes, then this might likely turn out to be an uptrend continuation pattern where the breakout of the 1.314 will welcome more buying opportunities in this market. So let's see how price action will play out along this structure. So our center of focus is simply around this area, and trust me, I will be with you in the comment section on Monday morning after monitoring how participants in the market will be reacting to this current zone in the market, after which I will be giving you an update on what I think is going to be our next course of action. I do hope this video has been of immense help. If you have found this content helpful and useful in making your independent trading decision, I would greatly appreciate your support by giving the video a thumbs up. Your likes are valuable to me and helps the algorithm promote the video to a wider audience of traders who may find the material beneficial. Thank you in advance for doing so. If you haven't already, I encourage you to follow me on this channel for more of this insightful content. By subscribing, you will always stay updated with the latest ideas I share and, of course, receive notifications whenever I upload new videos and commentaries. See you in the comment section on Monday morning as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye bye.